The sounds from the Sunday market spill out from the blocks around. The chaotic din of commerce might even be comforting after spending 3 weeks in the mountains to the east. You and your comrades push your way through the sea of people in search of an exotic smith to sell some of your newly acquired wares, and as you turn a corner, you are suddenly pushed, and it knocks you off balance. Being the nimble adventurer you are, you quickly gain your footing, set your feet, and lay your hand on the hilt of your sword, only to realize you're staring down the avian face of a chimera. The creature's eagle-like features seem almost jovial, and its horse body prances in place as the massive eagle wings flex, straining the restraints holding them down. "He likes you," comes the voice of an elderly man from behind the hippogriff. "Normally you need to be imprinted on them when they're young. Very loyal creatures. Since he likes you so much, how about 1,000 gold pieces and Dylan here can be your newest companion?" The offer is intriguing enough, but your pouch doesn't even hold a tenth of that currently, and you don't have the hopes of being able to sell your newest pieces for anywhere near that. You tell the rancher so, and he rubs his chin, looking pensive. I see. Well, because Dylan here likes you so much, I could offer you one of his young for 100 gold pieces, and family discount and all that. Your eyes widen and excitement roils within you, and you hurry off to sell the rest of your gear. Quickly enough, you return with a gleeful smile and proffer him the 100 gold pieces, which is almost your entire purse, and he shrewdly counts them, piece by piece, in front of you. I've been slighted before, son, don't mind me. After a second count, he slides the coins into his purse, tucked behind a long, curved dagger on his belt that you don't remember being there the first time. He then retreats into the hippogriff pen. After only a few seconds, he returns delicately carrying a massive brown egg with shimmering gold spots on it. Here you are, son. Dylan's latest. Give it 1 to 2 months and you'll have your very own. Just make absolutely certain that you are the first thing this new hippogriff sees. That's when your companion catches up to you and sees you holding the great brown egg with gilded spots. Wait, you painted golden spots on an umber hulk egg? The merchant's hand slipped to the hilt of his dagger as he turns to you, but you've already got your sword drawn. You will not let this rancher play you the fool. Roll for initiative.
Hey there, creatures, and welcome to Encounter This, a podcast exploration of the creatures from Dungeons & Dragons and the lore that surrounds them.
Hey there, creatures, and welcome to another episode of Encounter This. I am, of course, your co-host, Freeman Furioso Easton, and with me is the ever-loving and always known as James Silverstream Kidd. And he's going to be taking us through the wonderful Hippogriff on page 184 of the Monster Manual. Silverstream, eh? I like to think that if you had hair on your head, you would be a salt and pepper handsome prince. And we could call you Silverstream.
Anything is possible.
Except for hair on your head.
Yeah. It took 30 years for my beard to go gray, so who knows?
There you go. Tell me about this creature that I feel like I should know more about, because I've heard the name, I feel like 1,000 million times in my life.
Yeah, you probably have. They're fairly pervasive, but not in like a large way. So
Okay.
in D&D, they are magical beasts whose origins are lost to history.
How convenient.
Indeed. But they are present in all 5 editions.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, these are pretty classic creatures, I think, so that makes sense.
You would think so, yeah. And most people do, but I think we're going to end up in some variety of a Mandela effect here.
Okay.
So they are chimeric magical beasts related to griffins. To reiterate, a chimera is a single being made up of DNA from 2 or more individuals.
Mm-hmm.
So it is has the wings and talons of an eagle, and in earlier editions this could also be a hawk, with a wingspan of about 6.1 meters or 20 feet. and the body and hind legs of a horse running about 9 feet long or 2.74 meters. And the face is a combination of both, fairly accurately represented in the 1E art.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The 2E and 3E art the 2E art is very much more eagle-headed. The 3E art is just a mess. Just an absolute mess. But the 5E art is pretty nice, but it's also still just very much a bird head. There's not a whole lot of horse in there other than the neck.
Yeah, I was going to say. So it's bird up front, horse in back is what we're looking at for the current.
That's it.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
That's the whole thing. That's all they are.
You said they're related to the griffin. The griffin is what combination? Or is it? It's not a combination. Or is it a chimera itself? Or is it just a four-legged
yes.
eagle?
The griffin is also a chimera.
Okay.
It is the body of a lion.
Lion. Okay, that's what it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So somehow the lion does not pass on to its relationship to the hippogriff. Please tell more.
Okay. They weigh approximately 450 kilos or 1,000 pounds, which is about the size of one adult moose for us Canadians. And for everybody else in the world, that is about 2 Andre the Giants.
You know, that's a metric measurement, just so you know. Oh, that's good. Wow, he was a big boy. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Whew.
And their hides come in all variety of browns with different shades of feathers ranging from white to golden, and their beaks lean towards either ivory or golden as well. In earlier editions, they were very closely related to griffins and pegasi.
Okay.
They mate for life, and they seldom venture more than a few miles from their nests. They give birth to live young, which is contradicted in earlier editions that states they birth from eggs.
Okay.
They breed in the spring and nest specifically in tropical hills so they can take off quickly. There's not a whole lot of tree obfuscation there.
Yes. Okay.
And once they've identified their territory and nests, they will fiercely defend it and their young.
Very bestial. I like it.
Very, yeah. And to lean into that, when raised in captivity, they make excellent mounts and companions because they're not as smart as griffins.
Oh, okay. Because I definitely had an image in my head already of them being, a trained mount, albeit somewhat rare, but that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so of all the flying mounts, they're actually the easiest to train and the most loyal.
Okay, cool.
And they are rare because the best way to train one is to steal an egg, raise it from birth, and then form that bond.
Aha. Or perhaps, depending on how you interpret it, steal the foal.
Possible.
As opposed to the egg, yeah.
Yeah. And an egg can go for between 1 and 2,000 GP on the open market in previous editions.
Right.
Because in 5e, if you're buying a hippogriff egg, you done fucked up.
Okay. Why is that?
Because they give birth to live young in 5e.
Oh, right, yeah. I already made mention of it and I already forgot. Yeah, someone has scammed you. I love it. Yeah.
That's it for hippogriff lore. We have
right.
a couple of fun facts here, but that's it. They are dumb beasts. Dragons, griffins, and wyverns enjoy hippogriff meat specifically.
Okay.
And hippogriffs are capable of expressing very complex emotions, including feeling grief, and they're one of the few beasts that can cry.
Oh, these are the bird, horse, dogs of the world. That's adorable.
Pretty much.
Well, I want a pet hippogriff.
I'm sure we can arrange that. Right, which brings us immediately and very quickly under 10 minutes to cultural lore.
Oh man, I mean, I didn't expect a lot of lore, I guess, but yeah, I was hoping for more maybe info on their relation to griffins, but But
Not in D&D.
Okay. Oh.
We get a little bit of that from the cultural lore.
Oh, okay. All right. Which hopefully is easily applied to D&D. So let's do that.
It should be, yeah.
Okay.
Other than the fact that griffins specifically enjoy their meat, it gets a little weird at that point. But yeah. And there is plenty more in the Forgotten Realms if you really want to dig into it. But it's a lot of fluff.
Yeah.
Not really related to the hippogriff, but how the hippogriff is important to D&D cultures that are not really represented in 5e.
Okay, fair enough.
But in our lore, they are also spelled hippogriff, Gryph.
Okay.
Hippo meaning horse in Greek, and grifo meaning griffin in Italian. So their name is literally horse griffin.
Okay.
And this is one of the only creatures that I can think of that we've covered where we have a definitive origin story for.
Oh.
So the hippogriff is not as old of a creature as you might think.
Okay. I guess it sounds like something coming out of like Greek mythology or something.
Yeah, but it absolutely does not. It is rooted in things like Greek mythology, as we'll touch on, but it actually comes from 1516, and it's created by Ludovico Ariosto in his Italian epic Orlando Furioso, also known as Frenzy of Orlando.
Okay.
And this is an unofficial sequel or fan fiction to Orlando Innamorato, otherwise known as Orlando in Love by Matteo Maria Biorardo.
I didn't know you were so fluent in the tongues of romance.
Ugh. God, I'm sorry to anybody from that part of the world.
Amazing.
But this book describes the adventures of Orlando, Charlemagne, and the Franks, also known as the French, as they battle the Saracen, which is an archaic term used by Christians specifically to refer to Muslims.
Oh, okay. Saracen. Yeah, that rings a bell. Okay.
Yep. And Orlando is essentially a paladin that fights to repel the Saracen invasion with his best boy, Charlemagne, Emperor of Rome. So in the story, the hippogriff is born from a mare and a griffin and is considered impossible in the context of the story.
Okay. So it's in the story, but considered impossible in the story.
Yeah, it is not possible, but happens.
I love it.
Yeah. It is extremely fast, and one character literally rides that fucker to the moon.
Wow. Okay.
And we will have a copy of Orlando Furioso and Orlando Innamorato in Mora.
Yeah, not so much the
I
second
know
time.
the root words, but I can't handle it.
Not so much the second time. It's fine. Innamorato.
Innamorato.
That's the one.
Oh my god. We will have both those linked in the show notes. They're on they're public domain by now.
Sweet.
But this poem, Orlando Furioso, is extremely prevalent through history. 3 operas written by Vivaldi. The Castle of Iron by L. Sprague du Camp and Fletcher Pratt is a novel that has ramifications. Gustave Doré did many illustrations of it. Very famous for his illustrations of the Bible, Don Quixote, Lord Byron, and Paradise Lost. He also illustrates my favorite translation of the Divine Comedy.
Okay.
I went down a whole Doré rabbit hole, which we'll have links to all that stuff in the show notes. In 1966, Disney produced a comic strip parodying Orlando starring Donald Duck.
Okay.
There is a translation by Sir John Harrington, who you might know as having invented the flushing toilet.
I definitely knew that.
Yeah. So he was banished by Queen Elizabeth I for how sexy his translation of Orlando Furioso got. To the point that she sent him away and only allowed him to come back when she could read the whole translation in 1591.
My God. I love how all of this has nothing to do with the hippogriff.
Nope.
It's just
There's not a lot out there.
the hippogriff happened to be in the story. There's all this ridiculousness around it. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So there are other people who have claimed to have experienced the hippogriff. So Vidal, a Spanish historian, said the creature was to live in modern-day Catalan. They found claw marks on a rock near Mas Carol, which is in Spain, and pointed out that those claw marks were proof that a hippogriff once existed in this area. This was later attacked with a scientific essay on religion in 1862, which argues that such a creature cannot be divine creation and therefore cannot exist. I use the word scientific essay in the most sarcastic quotes because that was the title of the essay, which we will also have linked in the show notes.
Oh my god, that's amazing. Scientific essay claiming it can't exist because it's not divine creation.
Yeah. Specifically because the Book of Enoch details how Satan created hybrids, not God.
Okay, gotcha. I'll tell you right now that our next episode after this one, I have a very similar thing where someone has claimed something so hubrisly. Oh god, that's funny.
Just pure insanity.
Yeah. Climax, we're here, so it must have been these things. It's pretty much right in that wheelhouse. It's great.
Yeah. And in some cultures, it's seen as a symbol of love because its parents, the griffin and the mare, both real creatures that totally exist, are natural enemies. And the hippogriff is viewed as a symbol of love conquering nature.
Oh no, I want that to be sweet, but it's awful.
Yeah.
You just force natural enemies to mate, and that's supposed to be love conquering nature. That's not how that works.
Yeah. Also, the griffin's not real, as we'll touch on in our upcoming griffin.
Also, there's that. Oh, God.
So here's an illustration by Dore called Ruggiero on the hippogriff. It is noticeably not Orlando riding the hippogriff because Orlando was in kind of the shit at this point.
Okay.
But it's a really beautiful illustration, as are all of Dore's stuff.
Yeah, that's a beautiful piece of work, yeah.
But they do appear a little bit in pop culture, not as much as you might think. But there's one reason they have been incredibly prevalent as of, the last 30 years or so, and that is in Warhammer Fantasy, some of the Knights of Bretonnia ride the hippogriff.
Oh, yeah. Cool. That's a really cool mini. I love when settings like Warhammer have like these factions that really just lay on thick the banner flag waving in the back, and the symbol is also on the shield, and then it's also on the barding of the mount, and it's just like, these are our colors and our symbol, and we're not backing down. I'm even gonna mold my helmet the same shape. Like, it's just like they're so attached to this symbol and so loyal to the idea. It's just so stark, and I kind of love that. I hope they lose. Hope that faction loses, but I love it.
Yeah, so they actually don't exist anymore. The Knights of Bretonnia, they don't make those models anymore. They're highly prized in so that game, Warhammer Fantasy, doesn't exist anymore. It's been revamped into Warhammer Age of Sigmar.
Oh, okay.
Which is substantially darker than Warhammer Fantasy.
Is it like a totally redo from the ground up, or is it like Age of Sigmar is like the next step?
No, the whole structure of the game was rebuilt, and a bunch of factions were rebuilt.
Oh, okay.
And we lost a whole bunch of them. So there was like this mummy skeleton faction called the Tomb Kings that we lost as well. Mm-hmm.
So it's not the next step in the canon. It is a brand new canon built on the old.
Yeah, well, yes and no. There's an apocalyptic event involving a deity named Sigmar, as far as I know.
Sure. Yeah.
But yeah, it is a soft reboot like DC's New 52.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Gotcha.
Next on the pop culture stop is Silverstream, a hippogriff featured heavily in the My Little Pony movie, but also makes appearances in the TV show, as far as I know.
Are you a brony? I've never asked you this.
No.
Okay. Good.
This is the most I know about My Little Pony is this, and there was an episode of I don't remember what it's called, but it was this old YouTube. It's probably still going. This theoretical YouTube channel where they made creatures from different universes fight.
Okay.
There's like a Goku versus Superman one. It was really popular for a long time.
I recall this. Yep.
But they did a Starscream versus a My Little Pony, and the My Little Pony one beat out Starscream. So I think it was Rainbow Dash versus Starscream.
Clearly, a brony wrote that episode.
I mean, they do some pretty solid research.
I'm sure
it's pretty good. I'll try and find it, link in the show notes. But that's the most I know about My Little Pony. And whatever I may have gained casually as knowledge from the parody of it in Bob's Burgers.
Oh, I was just now thinking, where do I know there was an episode based around that? And that, it was Bob's Burgers. Yeah, that's right. They're like it's all obsession with the action figure or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's where Bob gets the mustache, the nose and mustache tattoo on his lower back.
That's right. Oh God, that show's good.
Yeah. And if you're slightly outside of the cultural zeitgeist, there is a Hippogriff in Harry Potter.
Yes.
I think I'm pronouncing that right. Potter. Called Buckbeak. And here's a photo of that.
Yes.
And this is it's amazing because this is what passed for CGI in 2004.
Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, I look at it and I think that's impressive for 2004.
That's literally the best photo I could find. There are a lot worse ones.
Yeah, yeah. If you go back and rewatch that film at all, it's like, ooh, this does not hold up. This does not hold up. The CG was just used too much early on. Regardless, Buckbeak is not what you would call an important character, or creature in that universe. I know you're not familiar with Harry Potter so much, but
I've read the first 5 books and seen a movie or two.
Yeah, but it's a very important creature for Hagrid's sort of character and arc, and the book and film that Buckbeak is most featured in is probably one of my favorite ones with the Time Turner. And it's a really clever bit of storytelling that's really, really fun that deals with like time travel, but in like a really controlled sense. It's really, really kind of fun.
So the differences are there is no relation to Pegasi in the real world lore. That is only coming from past editions of D&D, and it is kind of a throwaway paragraph from 2nd edition.
Mm-hmm.
They have no natural enemies in real life. Or in our real life lore, because there was only the one of them, and that motherfucker could fly to the moon. So
that is
who could fight
weird.
that?
The thing that really the only time it shows up is in that one story. But
it's not the only time. That's just the first time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it definitely shows up in other places. That's I just wanted to focus on that because how often do we get to pinpoint the origin of a creature?
The first time it showed up. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, fair enough.
But the body is the same and creation is basically the same. It's not specifically listed in D&D that they are the product of a griffin and a horse, but it's also not contested.
Right.
And they are used as mounts in both. Like that's the entire purpose of it in Orlando Furioso is to be the Ruggerose mount.
Mm-hmm. Seems mounty to me. It's certainly a part of it's the very brief Harry Potter arc as well, is a sort of testy beast that needs to trust you and is mounted is sort of like what they use it for, but all lines up for me, I guess.
Yeah, and in that photo of the mini we'll have of the Bretonian is also riding it. But that brings us to the darkest part of this mostly upbeat show on eagle horses, and that is the mail that I'm about to drink.
Oh, God.
That is Strangefellow's Black Mail Stout, for those of you keeping track at home. Unofficial sponsor of the Encounter This podcast, and possibly actual sponsor, maybe one day down the road. Get at us.
We haven't said that in a while, but maybe, maybe one day. Maybe I should just get a job there.
We legitimately try. Yeah,
I should just get a job there and force them to be our sponsor.
It would be pretty cost effective.
Yeah, I'd say. Given we don't make any money. Well, We make some.
We're sustainable.
We're sustained by our what few generous listeners what few listeners have been able to be generous to us, I should say.
And it would cost them like $16 a month.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, let's dig into how dem hippogriffs work. Fan favorite section of the show. How dem work.
Welcome to the segment. How dem work. First up, take a guess at what CR it is. I bet it's real low.
Yeah, it is real low. It is a CR1,
Yeah.
AC 11, HP 19. So this is this creature isn't designed for anything other than to be a mount.
Yeah, I was thinking exactly that. It's large in size because horse, and it's CR1 because it needs to survive at least to start.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah.
Unaligned with a 40 feet move and a 60-foot fly.
Mm-hmm.
No other special rules to speak of. No languages. A single ability, because they are eagle hawks. They have keen sight, which grants them advantage on perception checks involving sight.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a rarity for a CR1. They have multi-attack.
Oh.
They're able to strike with one claw and a one beak attack per round. They're both +5 to hit and a 5-foot range. The claw doing 2d6 +3 slashing, probably reflecting each of its front claws, or talons is probably a more accurate way to say that word.
Mm-hmm.
And its beak doing 1d10 +3 piercing.
Right.
That is hippogriffs.
That is it. That is literally it. God, a good thing I cracked a whole beer for that.
Yeah, right?
Wow. Is this going to be our shortest episode yet?
It might be. I
Holy
mean,
shit.
so there is a lot of room to improve upon the hippogriff, whether it be using Pathfinder leveling mount rules, which we'll also link in the show notes. But one of the things I've found, and I'm sure you can agree in 5e, that rules on mounted combat are lacking. They definitely leave something up to the imagination, if not literally everything up to the imagination.
I mean, yeah, I know this because to date, my favorite D&D character I've ever played is a cavalier named Captain Kickshaw. And when we were first starting out with that character and that story arc, we struggled to meet halfway on what should and should not be possible. And there was nothing to support it. And I remember talking to you about mounted barding and how does this creature able to survive, because I sort of rely on it and it's too vulnerable, and you talked about bardings, whether or not I would be hooked into them and could I just freely move off of it, and there was nothing. There was absolutely nothing for us to use in the 5e rules. It was really annoying.
So I have good news for you.
Okay.
In the show notes, we'll also be including a resource from RPGBot, a favorite website of ours, that breaks down a segment of the podcast Dragon Talk on the mounted rules. We'll also link that podcast Dragon Talk, which is Dungeons & Dragons' official podcast.
Okay. Oh, sweet.
So they have this
cool.
hour-long section where they specifically go over mounted combat and how you were wrong and I was right, and that your mount does not level up.
Really?
Yep. It's the same in Pathfinder. Your mount does not level up.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense to me because you made up level up rules for it. So
yes,
I think you homebrewed it. So I'm not. I guess I'm not that surprised that I was wrong and you were right. But I was like, what happens when we're level 10 and my beloved dog mount is level fucking half? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, how am I supposed to function?
And that leads perfectly into the next homebrew idea, is coming up with ideas on how to level up mounts, because it really isn't fair that at 10th level you're riding a creature with AC 11 and 19.
Right. Yeah, it really isn't fair. Yeah, I feel like I do remember. If we didn't, it's something I must have thought of in retrospect. But like the way, say a homunculus or the steel defender for an artificer increases its abilities as you level up, was a good, or is a decent sort of baseline for for increasing the skills and power of a companion. Now, in those cases, they are, of course, magical, and we're talking about something that's non-magical. But there's, ever the apologist, I feel like there's always a way to justify, the increased skill of synergy between mountain and mounted companion to justify increases in, say, a dexterity save or proficiency or some such, and acquiring better bardings and armor, something that's like things that are more advanced. Let's say you start with regular stirrups, but then you upgrade to something that actually locks you into the seat, which gives you a disadvantage on when it comes to dismounting. But then maybe you get into something that that's not unlike clipping into the clip pedals in your bicycle, where it's just a twist of the heel. All right, but you have to work your way towards it all. Right, there's so many options that would be fun to explore, and it's just not there.
No, it really isn't. I looked through my old notes to try and find what we had agreed upon, and I couldn't find it exactly.
Oof, yeah. I don't think I would have it either.
Oh, wait, here it is. Okay. So what we agreed upon is that a character can train with his mount to increase the HD in order to become more survivable.
Right.
Every 4 additional HD, the mount can increase 2 attributes, not intelligence, by 1, or 1 attribute by 2. So same as a level. So at each level, it gets another hit die essentially.
Right, and it was like every 2 levels I got, or every 4 levels I got, or something like that, it could increase these.
Yep, exactly. And when the rider makes a melee attack after the mount has moved 20 feet in a line, the attack's damage is increased by the mount strength modifier, minimum +1. And a character can train a mount to grant it bonus hit die equal to the PC level divided by 2. Requires a week of training per number of bonus hit dies acquired. So if you went several levels without training, if you leveled up to 6 and Bobble was still level 4, you could spend 2 weeks to bring it up to level 6.
Mm-hmm.
This costs 25 gold pieces per week.
That was my dog's name, by the way, listeners. Bobble. Captain Kickshaw and his Bobble. Hey, friends. I love that guy.
I would never do this again. This is overly complicated to a degree that I have no interest in.
Yeah,
but at the time, it was a solid.
It was, a
solid compromise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember having the conversation about whether or not, whilst mounted, do we roll separate, say like dexterity saves against Fireball.
Yeah, and in Pathfinder you would, but in 5e I don't. I would rather you just use your mounts.
Right,
dexterity save.
And I remember making the argument, well, like if we're working in tandem, whoever sort of caught it first, like we would be used to giving each other sort of physical signs or motions or what have you. I don't have quite the right word for it in my head right now, but a signal that something has happened. So like I argued for we use the highest. Or we either do it separate. Actually, I think it was something like we either do it separate or we use the lowest bonus for both. So you choose the lowest, but it's 1 for both of us, kind of thing. So there's a bit of a modicum of balance there.
Yeah, and we do intend to go back and revisit this campaign, and when we do, I guess for the listeners who don't know, this is a completely homebrew campaign that I wrote from the ground up. That we stopped when COVID hit, so we could pivot to something a little bit easier for me to prep, and that we could play remotely, which is when we pivoted to Rime of the Frost Maidens, which we've since decided to finish, which we'll probably finish this fall, before the new year for sure. And then this group of players wants to go to level 20, so we're going to do another adventure added on, and then we might go back to this one.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be fun. Every time I play a new game, I think about how I can put Captain Kickshaw in it. I just love him so much.
I have so much planned for him that it's actually insane. Like
Yeah.
I don't mean to. I probably shouldn't pull back the curtain, but I have 3 one-shots written around his origin.
Oh, amazing. Well, that was the whole thing, right? I wrote so much shit, but left it also so vague. And I was like, I need you to write most of my backstory. But like, the whole thing was like, I built a cavalry of like mounted gnomes, right? That I was once the captain of, but with no memory. And here's the details and all the members of the cavalry, but like the rest is you. And I don't know where I come from and why I was even captain of it. You know, it's like, I had so much fun writing that stuff. And yeah, I would love to explore that more.
Yeah, I'd really like to go back to that campaign because there's a lot of unresolved. Like, we left it at a pretty aggressive cliffhanger. Like, one of the party members retreated from a pretty aggressive combat with 2 fire giants.
Yeah.
And there was like, I'm gonna have to write and probably record like a summary of this is what's happened so far.
Right.
This is where you guys were at last session, because I have pretty detailed notes from that. But it's been almost 2.5 years.
Captain Kickshaw was just like, he's just so positive and wanted to like be everyone just have a, you know, the same, like, you know, let's do this as a team mindset. But I remember several things happening, him wavering and going, I'm not sure I can adventure with these people anymore, because all these weird decisions being made that were, you know, behind the scenes and he was not privy to. And it was like really intense for a bit. I was like, he is straight up questioning walking away himself.
Yeah, the last session was really, really intense. But I have a really cool origin story written for him that I really, really like and that I'd like to explore. But it's very much a higher level thing.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Anyway, hippogriffs.
Yeah, mounts. So there will be plenty of solid resources linked in the show notes this week. I did a lot of outside research to try and back this up because hippogriffs are boring, yo. The first quote I gave you is that their origins have been lost to time, even though we know that a griffin smashes a horse.
What happens when a horse smashes a griffin? What do we get?
What are those things called? There's like this aquatic horse creature.
Oh, the hippocampus?
Hippocampus.
Well, that doesn't make sense. How does the fish get in there?
I don't know, man. I'm not a cryptozoologist. I'm just an amateur cryptozoologist. What about you, creatures? Do you have any homebrew rules for mounts that you would like to share with us? Because we absolutely need them if you made it through that section of this episode. You can hit us up on Twitter at EncounterPod or Facebook.com/EncounterPod. If you donate to us on any level on Patreon, you have access to a private Discord, which is probably the best way to chastise us for how bad those rules are. We would happily jump into a voice chat anytime you ask to discuss them. And you can find all that stuff on patreon.com/EncounterPod. $1 a month will get you access to our Discord and anything else. $5 a month will get you handwritten thank you letter, access to the show notes as well as the Discord. And for $10 a month, you can suggest a creature. Maybe you want to hear more about the griffin or the hippocampus, which I still can't believe that's actually the name of that creature, even though it's probably correct. Creatures are not limited to Dungeons & Dragons specifically. Maybe, I believe, Kobold Press in either the Tome of Beasts or the Creature Codex has a hippocampus, so we could happily cover that for you. Or if your favorite role-playing system, be it 13th Age or Pathfinder, has a hippocampus or a griffin that you prefer to the 5e1, maybe it's more interesting, maybe it's bigger, maybe it's badder, maybe you want us to learn about the rules of some other system. I'd love to say make a valiant attempt, but we will just make a regular attempt at learning those and then presenting it to you in the way that we know how, through the lens of Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition and Pathfinder 2nd edition and Pathfinder 1st edition. You can listen to us stumble through the first creature we did from a different system way back in episode 67 with the Jorogumo from 13th Age.
That was a fun episode.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. If you want to see some of these fun pictures, the Bretonian, the art by Gustavo Dore, or any of the photos of the Hippogriff through the editions. You can find all those on Instagram.com/encounter.pod. If you want to check out any of those past episodes that we've done, we have done a bunch of chimeras, even though literally everyone that we have covered is slipping my mind currently. Those are all available on encounterthis.ca, ad-free, and will always be available, and it's easily searchable. But if you want to help us out without doing anything outside of the app that you are currently listening to this in, especially if you are on iTunes or Spotify, you can rate and review. That really does help us with our placement in those respective stores and help other people find us, which is our lifeblood. All we want is to help educate you in the worst way possible, because we are certainly not good at this, but impart the information. That's the word.
Yeah.
We want to inspire you to elevate your role playing to include some more lore from previous editions, because 5e can be lacking. Or if you want to up your literary game, Orlando Furioso is probably fantastic, but I can vouch for the Divine Comedy. But that is it for this week's episode. Freeman is about to mount his hippogriff and fly on out of here.
And you know why? Because I'm cool. I'm down. I'm hippogriff it. That's like hippin' with it. Get it?
Oh, I got it.
Why aren't you laughing?
I'm trying real hard not to. Extra special thanks to anybody who made it through that one.